Today I'm excited to share with you 6 different movies I've watched on Netflix that are clean. So if you're a sucker like me for good movies, you'll want to stick around and see what I've got to share with you. Welcome, friend. My name is Tshanina. My mission here is to help you pursue joy and peace. As a Christ follower, it's very important for me to fill my mind with positive things that don't bog me down. And when I watch movies, I try to think about it this way. I try to think of a movie that I could easily watch with my mom sitting in the room. And these movies that I'm about to watch, they all filled all the checklists. Now, does that mean they're perfect? No. There's no sex in these movies. There's minimal language, but I'll let you know as we go along. Blue Miracle is a movie that's been on Netflix for a little while, but it's such a good one. It's based on a true story, and it's so inspirational. It's the story about Omar, he runs Casa Hogar. I think I'm saying that correctly. But it's an orphanage for boys, and the funds for the orphanage begin to run low, and so he begins to look for ways to earn extra money for the orphanage. So he looks around town, and there he sees a fishing tournament. It's the biggest one he's ever seen, and so he decides, hey, why not? We'll go for it. The boys and I will go sign up. So they are signed up. They're signed up with this, I would call him a washed up boat captain. He's a grouchy old man, and he won the tournament years and years ago. Truly, they have no fighting chance. As you're watching the movie, you're thinking, there's no way this is gonna work. But keep watching to the end, because you might just see a miracle happen. Such a good, inspirational movie. 7 Yards. Now, you'd probably call this a documentary. It is a documentary, but it was so good. I'm including it on this list for you to watch because it was just such an inspirational story. It's the true story of Chris Norton. He was playing college football, and he had a spinal cord injury, and the doctors gave him a 3% chance of ever walking again. So we follow his journey. It feels like an uphill battle constantly, but he's working towards defying the odds. The faith that his family had was just so inspirational to me. And it was a great reminder that no matter what you face in life, the Lord has a purpose and a plan for whatever you're walking through. So it was so good. My favorite part of the movie was where Chris, he just shares this. There was a pivotal moment when he just knew that the Lord spoke to him and said, I'm right here with you. I'm not going to leave you. You're not going to be alone. So check out this one. So good. A Call to Spy. This is based on a true story. It does have some language. I didn't think it was too much. There is some strong violence and death in it, but given the storyline, I think you'll understand why. So just be aware of that as you're watching it. Now, this is a story based in the 1940s, and France fell to the Nazis. And Churchill decided to set up a secret organization. And some of the people that he recruited were women. And he thought, they're never going to suspect women going behind enemy lines. So Virginia Hall is one of the women that was recruited and trained. And I love that she had a prosthesis, and she was just so passionate about helping wherever she could. So she and another lady named Noor Khan went behind enemy lines. And these ladies were relentless. They did not give up. They went to fight their missions and to follow through. And they did. Now, there was one scene in the movie where Virginia finds a piece of paper and her face is on it. And I have to read to you what it says. It says that she was one of the most dangerous Allied agents in France, and that she must be destroyed. So at this time, she had to go fight for her life and go into hiding, actually. So what a great movie this was. I love seeing the unsung heroes that we never hear about till how many years later we're hearing about this. So these movies are hard to watch sometimes, but they're really, really good. I'd love to know, are you enjoying this video? If so, will you do me a huge favor and hit the like button? That just helps me spread this out to other people that might be looking for clean movies on Netflix. Now, the next one on our list is called Wedding Season. This one does have some language in it, so just be aware of that as you're watching this. It's the story of Asha. She's very career driven, but her mom is very driven towards getting her married. So she sets up an online profile for her and actually sets up a date for her with this guy named Ravi. And he really isn't into getting married either, but they both love their moms and their families. And so They agree to meet each other just to appease them. So what they agree to do after meeting is to date each other and to go to the weddings of the season together. And you'll find out what happens when they spend so much time together. This was a lighthearted movie, easy to watch. This is perfect if you're wanting to have a movie on while you're working or doing something else. It wasn't cheesy like some movies are, some chick flicks are. So you'll want to check this one out. Won't You Be My Neighbor? Yes, Mr. Rogers. This is a documentary about him. If you grew up watching Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, I think you're really going to enjoy this. As I'm editing this, I realized that I failed to mention that one of Mr. Rogers' co-workers, I believe he was a stagehand, uses some language when he shares, so just be aware of that. He was a man that was so intriguing, and it was as if he could just look into the heart and soul of a child and know how to connect with them. You don't see many people like that these days that are not weirdos. And the documentary covered all kinds of stuff, asking all kinds of questions about him and debunking these myths, because his wife and family actually talked in the documentary too. And it was neat to see that when the funding for Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood dried up, he fought for the funding for that show and went before this board and this gentleman to be able to get the funds for it. And when you saw the man before, you didn't think he was ever going to give anybody any money, but he did. Mr. Rogers convinced him to follow the show. So if you're a fan of Mr. Rogers and Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, you're going to like this one. I have to admit that I saved my favorite for last. It's called Persuasion. It's based on the novel by Jane Austen. One more editor's note. I just want to point out the fact that the movie poster, yes, it looks raunchy and it does not really depict the movie. I looked for any other movie posters out there, but there were none to be had. So just don't go off of the movie poster picture. Just go off of what I share. And this is such a good girly chick flick. Some of the period pieces you watch like this are really cheesy. This was not. In fact, days after I watched this, my sister texted me and she said, I found an excellent movie you want to watch on Netflix. And I was like, it was Persuasion, wasn't it? And it was. Now, this is the story of Anne, and years earlier, she was persuaded not to marry Mr. Frederick Wentworth because he didn't have any social status or any money. So he goes off, and years later, he comes back, and she never stopped loving him. But when he comes back, she's kind of standoffish toward him, and he kind of veers over to another girl because he sees that she's not interested in him. So will Anne take a risk at love and find true happiness with Mr. Wentworth? You're going to have to watch it and see. I really enjoyed this one because those period pieces, I love to see the clothing they wear, and their lifestyle was so intriguing to me. My favorite part of the movie was Anne and how she interacted with the camera. It was as if you were her friend and following along her journey. She would be talking to one of the characters in the movie, and then she'd look straight over at the camera and look you straight in the eye, and it was as if you knew what each other was saying, just like best friends. And it made me think of my sisters and I and how we could just look at each other in a weird conversation and be like, yep, that's exactly what I was thinking, the same thing. So what a fun movie. I really think you're going to enjoy this one. All right, there you have it, friend. I'd love to know, have you seen any of these movies? Which ones did you enjoy? If you've seen another movie on Netflix that I need to check out, drop a comment below. I'd love to know what that is so I can check it out too.